Hey there! I'm Tor. I've been told that I look like a sexy Karen dressing up as a lumberjack for Halloween. And today I will be trying local sodas. For reasons that would take too long to explain here, I have been amassing a collection of obscure local sodas from around the US and the world. Tomorrow I have to move out, so I had better try them now. I have 8 sodas in my collection, and I've only tried one of them before. That one will be kept as a secret until the end of the video. But of the ones I'm willing to disclose now, I have Cheerwine from North Carolina, Frosty Blue Cream from the 50s, I guess, Moxie from Maine, Faygo from Michigan, Dr. Brown's Cel-Ray from New York, Kickapoo Joy Juice from apparently the Seattle area, and this Italian stuff is called Sidrata, I guess. And yeah, I don't know anything about this. So, without further ado, let's try those sodas. I've now switched to a less creaky chair, so let's get going. Let's start with Cheerwine. Drink Cheerwine, soft drink since 1917, real cane sugar, pretty generic stuff. I've heard it's cherry flavored. Let's try it. All right. So this is just cherry cola. I've heard people from North Carolina describe it as like distinctive and mind-blowing and the best soda you'll ever have. It's good. It's just cherry cola. I was hoping for a soda that would actually be like artificial cherry flavored, like those cherry scented markers. Alas, it was not to be. I guess I should rate these out of 10. This is a 7. Cheerwine, 7 out of 10. All right, on to Faygo. A favorite of Midwesterners and Juggalos, which is a Venn diagram that has considerable overlap. Faygo is a brand from Michigan. They have a lot of different sodas. This is one of many, many Faygo flavors. This is Faygo Rock and Rye, and it was the only one I could find in Oregon. But apparently this is one of their most iconic flavors. So that's a win. Yeah, okay. This is cream soda. So far we haven't seen anything too unique or distinctive. But like Cheerwine, this is pretty good. It's just not something I'd fly to Michigan to drink. Faygo is good. 8 out of 10. Fucking magnets. How do they work? Next up, number 3, Dr. Brown's Cel-Ray Soda. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why did they call it Cel-Ray Soda? Don't they realize how similar that is to celery? Don't they realize that people will think they're drinking celery soda? Like soda made out of celery. That's disgusting. Nobody wants to put that image in their mind. Well, they did, because this stuff is actually celery soda. It is made from celery. And this was a thing. This was very popular in like the early 20th century in New York. There were lots of different brands of celery soda. It was something people drank. And Dr. Brown's was the most iconic celery soda. It was the best known. It was nicknamed the Jewish champagne, in fact. And apparently it doesn't taste as much like celery as you'd think. Interesting. I like it. It's absolutely nothing like celery, which which makes sense. I think that a soda actually made out of celery wouldn't taste like much. Like celery is like water as a vegetable. It doesn't have a taste. This stuff though, I don't know. I don't know what its taste is. It's the first soda I've tried that really is distinctive and unusual. It's a little ginger ale like, I guess. Hmm. What does that taste? It's got something to it, something a little fruity to it that I know I've tasted before. I know there are some ginger ales that taste just like this. Interesting. Yeah, celery soda. It's not that bad. 7 out of 10. All right, a few questions about celery soda. Is it green? The bottle is green. Is the soda inside green? I don't know. There's no way of finding out. By the way, this is what I do with my open soda bottles once I'm finished with them. That is a Kleenex. Riot Chic. I'm in Portland after all. And what else is in it? Well, what actually makes it taste like that? Because it's definitely not celery. Okay. Extract of celery seed with other natural flavors. They're just BSing it. It's got something in it. Probably tar and children. But it tastes good. And besides, celery soda. That would just be gross, wouldn't it? Next up, Kickapoo Joy Juice. I actually hadn't heard of this stuff before I bought it. I don't know where it's from. I don't know when it's from. This is just an obscure soda. I'm not sure it's local to anywhere. Yeah, I don't know anything else about it. I don't know what it tastes like. So let's see what my famously non-discerning taste buds can find out about it. Where's my opener? Where is my opener, honey? Where is my super suit? There we go. How did it end up over there? Oh, all right. This is like a really bad Mountain Dew ripoff. It's so sweet. Clearly, it's a lemon lime variant of Concern, but it's so sweet. I don't like this. 3 out of 10 for Kickapoo Joy Juice. I like to believe that natural flavors is actually a thing, that every food containing natural flavors contains the same ingredient. It's just this chemical that is in everything, like chemtrails, except as food. What does it do? That's the beauty of it. It doesn't do anything. But it's turning the frickin' frogs gay, probably. On to Frosty Blue Cream. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm the little lad that loves berries and cream. This is just like Kickapoo Joy Juice. I just got this because the title sounded funny. I have absolutely no idea what it tastes like, where it's from. Don't know anything about it. Oh God. Oh shit. Okay, this is gonna sound really weird. This tastes like bad memories. This reminds me of the kids indoor gym that I used to go to every afternoon in elementary school. Every afternoon after school, my parents would drop me off this place. It's one of those gymnastics places for kids. It had trampolines and balance beams and stuff. I mean, I had a lot of fun there, but my memories of the place are only bad because of the way all the staff there were clearly trained to order kids around in a way that sounded like they weren't ordering kids around. Every single one would phrase a command as a question. Hey, Tor, do you want to go and sit in a circle and play getting to know each other games with all the other kids? No, thanks. I'm having fun doing my own thing. Well, that's what we're doing right now, so you had better come over here and play getting to know each other games with the other kids. And it wasn't being bossed around that bothered me. I was an obedient kid. If a staff member had gone up to me and said, okay, Tor, you are going to sit in a circle and play getting to know each other games with the other kids, and you're going to enjoy it or else, I would have gone along with it, and I probably would have enjoyed it. It was the illusion of choice that really bothered me. And I know all these years later that shouldn't be a hill to die on. It shouldn't even be something I remember so clearly, but it still basically makes me want to kill someone. So the reason Frosty Blue Cream reminds me of this place is because at the end of the day, with every session at this gymnastics place, we would get stamps on the back of our hands. They were scented stamps. I can't even remember what they were of. I hated the stamps. I hated everything about them. And we needed to get a stamp in order to check us out for the day. So we'd be in our circle at the end of the day, and the staff would be like, hey, Tor, do you want a stamp? No, I'm extremely sensitive to having things applied to my skin. I just don't like the feeling of that. I don't like the smell of the stamp. Well, you need a stamp to check you out. Actually, I would never say why I didn't like the stamps. I'm not sure I could really explain why I didn't like the stamps at that time, but maybe I should have, because then the staff would have been like, oh, that kid's an Aspie. We need to worship him. Frosty Blue Cream. 0 out of 10. Fuck you, Bounce Gymnastics in Eugene, Oregon. All right, we are now 5 sodas in, and as you might expect, ladies and gentlemen, I am feeling a little janky. But I gotta soldier on, because next we have the drinkable equivalent of a very special episode. Possibly the first soda commercially sold in the United States, still probably the most famous local soda in the US. Revered by some, feared by many. Here's Moxie! I've heard many colorful descriptions of what Moxie tastes like. When you go ask a forum somewhere on the internet, what's the best local soda in the US? People from North Carolina will respond, fuck yeah, Cheerwine! And people from Michigan will respond, fuck yeah, Faygo! And people from Maine will respond, well, we have Moxie, but nobody likes Moxie. It's gotten comparisons to antifreeze, to cough syrup, to 1 part root beer to 2 parts the liquefied stench of a paper mill. And it's clear that the Moxie marketing team kind of understands this. You know, they use them on a distinctively different, like, they know it's unusual and they're marketing on that. They have this dour young man pointing at you. Drink Moxie. Which I like. You know, there's some refreshing honesty there. They aren't claiming that this is a cure-all. They aren't claiming that you can open happiness in a bottle of Moxie. They aren't asking you to share one with your friends. Share a Coke with your friends Isis, Alaska, and meat. No. Moxie, they've just got this dour young man, possibly in like a police lineup, pointing at you, saying, you have bought Moxie. Now drink the fucking Moxie. I really do respect that. All the other sodas are like, hey, want a Coke? And Moxie's like, you don't have a choice. Drink the Moxie. I look around once again for my opener. There it is. I should put a tracking device on this thing. Alright. The moment of truth. Okay. It's not unbearable. It's not anywhere near as bad as I expected it to be. Sort of licorice-like. I see what people say about root beer. I get the root beer comparisons. I've had like swanky artisanal root beers that taste a lot like this. Yeah, it's definitely got a bitterness to it, got a little bit of a kick. Yeah, other than that, yeah, it's got a very root beer like taste. I don't see how this could be an acquired taste or something that only Mainers like. This isn't bad. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm actually a little disappointed how not distinctively different this is. I've heard Moxie hyped up as the worst thing you'll ever put in your mouth, and it's not. It's like a root beer that you'd get at like a swanky tap house in Portland. Moxie. 6 out of 10. Alright, it's a few minutes later, and I'm now a Moxie long hauler. No matter how much water I drink, I cannot get the taste of Moxie out of my mouth. It's not terrible, but it's not ideal either, especially since I'll be tasting a bunch more sodas. I don't know how to resolve this. Maybe that's what makes Moxie so awful. Maybe this is the curse of Moxie. All right, this next one, I think, is the one I was most excited to try. This is from Italy, and this was actually the only one on my list that was recommended to me by an actual expert in obscure sodas at Buster's Main Street Cafe in Cottage Grove, Oregon. I love Cottage Grove, cute little town. If you're ever in the area, check out Buster's Main Street Cafe and their record-setting, truly eighth wonder of the world collection of sodas. I don't know what this is supposed to taste like at all. I just heard from the cashier there who collects and finds all these sodas from around the world that it's totally distinctive, and of the literally thousands of sodas he stocks, it's one of his favorites. Oh my. Oh my. What? Yeah. What? It's lemony. It's like at once very aggressively lemony and something else. It's like if sparkling lemonade got angry. It's not actually that good, I think. But of course, had to go in for another sip. For you, my fans. I don't have fans, I don't have followers, I don't even have a YouTube account, so actually I'm just doing this purely for my own enjoyment. I really can't define this flavor. I mean, he was right that it was distinctive. I can see this as an acquired taste. I can see drinking this a bunch and getting to really enjoy it. It's very thirst quenching. It's got that going for it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's like lemonade that is simultaneously too sour to be lemonade and too sweet. 4 out of 10. No, you know what? Gets a higher score than that for effort. 7 out of 10 for being distinct. We are now, finally, almost ready to unveil the last soda of the night. What's it going to be? Please rise for the Scottish National Anthem.
Gosh, you know, it's one of those ads. Lots of kids with white teeth and giant shoulder pads. It's not a drink from those crazy Yanks because it's made right here. You know it's tougher than tanks. Made in Scotland from Gurders. Unpronounceable too. Made in Scotland from Gurders. It's called Bars Iron Brew. Still, this ad is really quite fun. Could give me a hit single, go to #1. The only fly in the ointment's Iron Brew's dead claim. Made in Scotland from Gurders. There goes my chance of fame. It's a bit of a shame.
Makes me cry every time. Manly tears. That's right. Iron Brew, made in Scotland from Girders. This stuff is truly iconic and possibly the only soda in the world to be a national symbol. It's as ubiquitous as Coke or Pepsi in Scotland, and Scottish people are very proud of it. You or I might think of kilts, bagpipes, whiskey, or Sherloid by Sherloid. Oh, if you think of Scotland, Scottish people think of Iron Brew. As a measure of how important Iron Brew is to Scots' national identity, Scotland actually has separate laws on food regulation, different from the entire rest of Europe, so that they can continue to sell Iron Brew with just the right recipe, including all the artificial flavors and colors that are in the original recipe, which should tell you something about how noxious this stuff is. Iron Brew is literally illegal in a number of countries. This is also the only soda on this list that I've tried before. I had this when I went to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival with my grandmother a few years ago, and it tastes like bubblegum. I mean, that's what I think. Scottish people don't agree with me. If you want to laugh, you can look up what does Iron Brew taste like. Forums of a bunch of angry Scotsmen yelling at each other over what Iron Brew tastes like, because nobody can be sure. I have heard one person, apparently an American, suggest bubblegum before, which is totally what it tastes like to me. And a bunch of Scots just dogpiled on the dude. It doesn't taste like fucking bubblegum. You wee moan for it. Why does one of you not know how to flush the toilet after you've had a shit? I think it tastes like bubblegum. I've heard that you can make your own Iron Brew at home in countries where it's illegal by mixing Fanta and ginger ale. I've done that before. Doesn't taste like Iron Brew. Iron Brew tastes like bubblegum. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. Well, that's anticlimactic. This is a late vintage Iron Brew. It spent a lot of time in the fridge. I guess it was slightly open. Now it's flat and it doesn't taste like much at all other than artificially sweetened water. So I guess the mystery of whether Iron Brew tastes like bubblegum or not will live to see another day. Yeah, no, this is bad. From my past experience, I'd give Iron Brew a 3 out of 10. Like, picture drinking bubblegum as a soda. That's not appealing. This stuff is a 0, though. I mean, it's come all the way from Scotland, and then it sat in a shop for a long time, and then it sat in my fridge for a long time. And it's not really drinkable anymore. Well, that's too bad. I hope you enjoyed my video on obscure sodas. Remember to get vaccinated, suck a dick, drink a pint of milk a day, and remember that I am always extremely loud and incredibly close to your heart. Tor.